Hi guys, it's Melissa. How are you? Today I am just thought I'd come on and say hello. I'm getting ready to do a video chat in a few minutes, and so I had everything set up to look nice in the background and thought that I would come on and say hello to you. So I hope that you are doing okay with this whole pandemic COVID-19 thing that we're dealing with. Hopefully, you're staying at home and you've got groceries and you're able to do some things that you might not normally be able to do because you have more time. So, let me tell you about how things have been here. One of my children was sick for 3 weeks prior to the schools shutting down. She was just getting to the point, if we'd had a few more days, she would have been able to go back to school. And then they shut the schools down. And so we have been out of school. This is our fourth week, and it's actually spring break where I am, which is silly because we've been out of school, but we get to have spring break. And so she's been out of school quite a while, and that's been hard because she's my very social child. And so if you see me talking or looking away, it's because my dog has decided that he wants to come be a part of this video, and I will tell you about my dog in a minute. But so we've been dealing with that. The school situation has not been great. I'm not quite sure what the problem is in getting the online learning up and going. I'm not a professional, and I respect our teachers, but I have been a homeschool mom, and I have had a child do online learning for a year, and I have taught classes, and so I know that you generally have a plan, and the only difference is that it's in how you deliver that plan, which things like Zoom have been helpful. So and you sometimes have to upload documents that can be accessed, but you should have a plan, whether you're in a classroom or not. And so that's been kind of frustrating. One child has had a lot of interaction, and she's in a lot of really academic, honors based classes. And the other child, I had to push for that. So that's always hard when you have to say, you get it together or I'm going to take it higher. And I hate doing that, but it's just the way that it is. So um, here's my dog again. Uh, Let me tell you about our dog. Our dog, um, our dog is old. He's blind. He's diabetic. He wears a diaper. And he wasn't doing well. And so last week I took him into the vet. I wasn't able to go to our normal vet, so I went to another one, and they gave me everything gloom and doom. He needed a 5-day hospital stay, and everything was just awful. And one option that could be considered was putting him down. And so, because we, need to be cautious with how we spend our money, I didn't want to, pay for a 5-day hospital stay on a dog that already has so many issues. So we scheduled euthanasia for him, and we had several days of tears and crying and sadness waiting for that appointment. And the day of, I just had this feeling that we needed to get a second opinion. Um, so we were able to get into our regular vet and get that second opinion. And the vet told us that he felt we needed to change our dog's insulin, and that more consistency and changing his insulin could make a big difference for him, and getting some fluids in him, which the 5-day hospital stay was supposed to do. Our regular vet could do that in a matter of minutes each time, and it was like $20 time to do it. So, guess which option we chose? So, we did not put our dog down, and we got him the fluids. And then something happened to his eye, and this was within days. And something happened to his eye, and on Saturday, when my husband was feeding him, Saturday or Sunday, you could see a hole in his eye. And he had had a white thing over it, that our vet had said was a scar. Um, But that was gone, and he had a hole in his eye. And later in the day, he cried out in pain, and of course, that led to more tears. And what have we done? And how hurt is he? And blah, blah, blah. So we ended up at the vet on Monday, and they said, here's some medicine you need to do, and you need to go take him to the eye specialty place for dogs, which is expensive. And they can tell you if he needs to have surgery, which could be also removing his eye. This poor dog. I mean, so we decided that we were going to give him medicine, wait a few days, go back to our regular vet, see if the medicine was working, and then we'll tackle things from there. So he could see a little bit before this, but now he's like really struggling, and so he's running into stuff, and it's just not good. But we love him and we want to help him. But if it comes down to having to do a traumatic surgery on him, we have some tough choices to make. So we have that going on with all of this. Thankfully, my husband still has his job. There's not a problem with that. He's in the healthcare field, and so he's needed and has his job. And thankfully, where he works, they are not seeing patients. So he had direct exposure, but then they decided that for his area that he works, that they would not have patients. And so he's able to do what he needs to do there. And I've got my kids home. I'm trying to do real estate. Deals are falling through. Deals are happening. Everybody's looking for a deal. I'm looking for a deal. So that's kind of crazy. And I don't know if you're like me, but I saw something on Facebook that said something to the effect of, I always thought if I had more time, I'd get my house clean. Now I realize I just didn't want to do it. And that's how I feel, because my house is a disaster and I just have very little motivation. But yesterday, I did start with my daughter in her room and we worked a few minutes. And I think that's going to be the key in me getting things under control, is to just, instead of I have to do this marathon cleaning thing, just do a few minutes, come back, do a few minutes, notice the difference, come back. So I would love to know how you are doing with all of this. I've been doing grocery pickup, love Sam's Club pickup, able to get some produce there and things, and then also use Walmart and another local store. And I have a family member who is elderly, I'm sure we all do, who wants to be out and about all the time. And every time I talk to this family member, they ask me if I found toilet paper. And the subject is always about toilet paper. And so I can tell that they're elderly because they're very stressed about toilet paper. And so I will be very happy when we stop talking about toilet paper. But we are well at our house. We have not been sick, knock on wood. We have stay-at-home orders, but nothing where we are forced to stay at home. But they have shut down the churches, the schools, lots of businesses. And we're supposed to have the peak in our state within the next few days. So we will do a quick grocery pickup, and then we will just hibernate down and stay home and try to figure all this out. So this is really weird. I'd love to know your stories, if you have toilet paper stories or something else. We were trying to explain to our kids about Y2K, and now that seems really funny because all of us were so paranoid that the world was coming to an end with Y2K. And yet, here we are, and everything was fine. So, I hope you're well. I hope you're able to stay well, and that things are going good for you. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know how you are. And until next time, make it a great day. Thanks. Bye.